Welcome back to the WCS Europe Premier League winners match from Group E. We're about to see a game that not too many people expected, I don't think. Ret versus Welmu coming up. Is it Welmu? Is it Welmu? How do you say it?
I say Welmu.
Welmu?
It means something in
What does it mean?
Finnish, and I can't remember.
What does it mean? I'm sorry, I don't speak Finnish or no Finnish.
Some of my Finnish contacts are going to be like spamming me on Skype right now, so
we'll
find out soon.
Does it mean Wednesday?
No, it doesn't. I thought it, for one, I said in one cast it meant cow, but that's not it. Cow is like lemma or something.
That's got to be the most typical response to Welmu.
Whoa,
does it mean cow?
No, wait. I think it means Joker.
Okay.
I think it means Joker. I'll check in a little bit, but I think it means... So anyway, guys, we shall be jumping into this series in just a second. First map will be Bel'Shir Vestige, and then second map will be Star Station, and then Whirlwind if we need it at the end. All
right, so those are 3 maps for these 2 players coming your way very shortly here. I'm quite excited for these 2 players to go ahead. I've watched a lot of Welmu's games recently, trying to understand what's the hype around him. Why is he such a good player? So I'm hopeful I can bring some insight into why that is. And against Zerg players, definitely, we talked a lot about his PvP, and that's where he really excels. But he also has a pretty good win rate against Zerg players. I think it was 74% against Protoss and 72 against Zerg players. So we'll hopefully bring that to you. And then, of course, we have the king of drones himself, Ret. Let's find out in this first best of 3 between these 2 guys.
As we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner here as our red Protoss. He goes by the name of NRS Welmu, representing Finland. And spawning up at the top left-hand corner, representing the Netherlands, we have Liquid Ret.
Of course, from the Team Liquid. Visit them, of course, teamliquid.net and teamliquidpro.com. Is that right? I think that's right. Oh, I did it. And then, of course, Welmu playing for a Romanian team. Neurosoft.com is his team, so if you want to check them out and check both teams out. Neurosoft is we figured it out as an app. They make apps for smartphones and whatnot. And of course, Team Liquid is Team Liquid, which you all love and cherish dearly.
They make forums.
And they tell me who is streaming at what time.
Yeah. It's very useful.
Very useful.
It's an app in itself.
It is. It is. If only Team Liquid was an app. Maybe that's the future for them.
Yeah.
All right. So talking about, why is Welmu making this, wave? Why is everyone talking about his playstyle? I think that he's put a lot of hard work into his game recently, focusing very hard on qualifying for WCS, and it's a big motivator for a lot of players. The whole WCS point system, to be able to play at BlizzCon is a dream for any player, whether it be a StarCraft player, Warcraft player, World of Warcraft player. It is a dream. And Welmu's got his mind set on getting there. He played in 7 qualifiers, 4 Premier League qualifiers, 3 Challenger ones, finally make it into Challenger League. Did have an easier run into Challenger League itself, but if he's able to master his nerves and play the way he plays online, which is very, I describe it as a dangerous Protoss player, shows the opening the same every single time, but changes it up. So gateway expand to 4-gate to 3-gate to fast DTs to fast Stargate to fast Robo, anything. And that's a dangerous player to play against because you don't know what's coming.
No, you're right. And with that, when we saw him playing in Challenger League against a player such as Nurtio, for example, Welmu opened up very, very similarly in both of his games and actually just went for, big 2-base all-ins, even with Nexus cancels, which actually caught Nurtio way off guard. So Ret needs to know about the potentials that Welmu actually has within him, because if he doesn't, Ret is so susceptible to timings like that, susceptible.
You can't prepare for everything is the correct way to say it. You can't prepare for absolutely everything. You need to hone down on what he's doing to be able to prepare for it. So we'll see how this shapes up, as we do have the Nexus down for Welmu, a standard gateway expand here. And his opponent has got a gas for speed. Speed is a good start to preparing for, trying to prepare for a lot of different builds, especially because Gateway Expand is very common from Welmu and other Protoss players alike. So these Zerglings are going to basically, their goal not the first initial 2. These 2 is just to have a scout, make sure there's no probes around, you can get your 3rd up nice and easy, take Xel'Naga towers. But eventually what we'll see from Ret is he's actually a little bit supply bot, which is a bit of a mistake here, as we see at 28 supply. Missed an Overlord, very surprising there. He didn't lose one, so missed it, should I say. But you need to drone up a lot and then build more Zerglings to be able to prevent a probe from moving out is the number 1.
And now with that, I mean, Welmu here going for his Stargate play to try and keep Ret on his tippy toes once again. And Welmu, I'm under the impression he's probably going to go Phoenix, but won't put past him to actually go for a Void Ray either.
I think in this series, Welmu's feeling confident now. I think he's going to play a normal game. Like 4 to 5 Phoenixes over to Colossus to a 3rd base. A very normal type game. And I think that's the way he'll play, because this is the most comfortable map, I'd say, out of the rest of the maps that are coming up. It's like Star Station Newkirk, is it? I think you said.
Star Stations and then Whirlwind.
And Whirlwind. So I feel the most comfortable on this map. So he's going to play out his normal game here. So 4 to 5 Phoenixes over to Robotics Facility, over to Colossus play. Display what you know. Already here a little bit timid as he does, wall off, thinking it could be a mass Zergling play or something along those lines. But in fact, it's not. And what he'll end up doing here is probably just kill the first Overlord and start, getting his work underway, and then just go scout what Ret's doing.
With that first Phoenix now on the way and killing off this Overlord over to the left. So with that as well, what do we actually have Ret up to here? He's not actually adding on his layer just yet. Oh, there we go. I was expecting that to be coming down as he does get that cranked out and good to go. And
yeah, it is early-ish. Compared to, imagine if there was double evolution chambers, which do come down a lot in the game.
Yeah.
But what the layer is going to enable him to do, to take the other gases, to go for very early Hydralisks. That's going to be his number 1 concern. Why? Very simple. What units do you see on screen?
Only them Phoenix, man. Only them Phoenix. And even if it is just like an exclusive kind of, I would say, rush up to Hydralisk in inverted commas, well, I mean, that's going to fend it off kind of gateway units very, very nicely as well. So he covers all his bases with a play such as that.
Yeah, Ret playing a little bit greedy when it comes to skipping the Roach Warren. Imagine if there was a gateway timing behind the Phoenixes here, which had been cleaned up, he'd probably die. But he's calculating that it should be normal play, which is why he's trying to work it out like this. Welmu, continues the harassment. Not so much scouting info yet. He's only seen the layer on the way. Doesn't know precisely. I think he can probably guess that it should be a Hydralisk den coming down quite fast.
Yeah, after seeing the layer, he should be all right with that, with the Hallucinated Phoenix. And then the Zerglings just moving out and controlling the middle of the map, but there was that Mothership core just poking away at them. Few Zealots warping into the bottom left-hand corner here of Ret's bases. And he has to be a little bit careful, because right now he's still only making drones.
Yeah, there's 6 Zealots making their way across here. And you know what I just said? It's a little bit dangerous if there were Zealots making their way across. And the Phoenix count is increasing. It's gone past the normal 4 to 5. It's at 6 with 7 on the way. These Zealots are going to come in. They'll pick off the Spore Crawl and any units that pop out. The Phoenixes just simply pick them up.
Yeah.
8 Roaches, though. Still a long time until these pop out. 10 Roaches coming in. Can Welmu get some damage done here?
Yeah, he needs to buy himself some time there. Once that Spore Crawler actually goes down, that makes all of those Overlords vulnerable. They're trying to flee back to this Spore Crawler in the mineral line whilst the Zealots go to work at it as well. Trying to find a position to get to. A good time warp as well here for the Roaches and the drones actually to be slowed down. And this is actually doing quite a lot here for Welmu.
He needs to get rid of that Spore Crawler, though, with the Zealots. Then his Phoenixes and Mothership Core just keep on going.
Still more Zealots actually warping in to rendezvous with all of this.
Queen!
And yeah, he's not actually doing anything with the Phoenix. They need to do something, and there we go. The Queen does get picked up. There's still another Queen firing down upon them, though. And does pick that up in the end.
I mean, he's killed a couple of Queens here, but I don't think this is the best. And sacrifice of not getting the Robotics Bay down fast in the Robotics Facility, or the Robotics Facility and the Robotics Bay. Phoenix counts increase a lot. He's going to be able to do lots of damage. He needs to keep doing damage while defending at home. He's that scared of a Roach counterattack that he's building an Immortal.
Well, trying to get that out where he can. Trying to make this work here. As will move back with these Phoenix and keep himself well and sturdy. But now Ret, he finds these pylons. So this is actually going to supply block Welmu for just a second whilst he gets 4 more pylons up and running and good to go. And even picking up a few Roaches here, adding on that Robo Bay. Do you feel that this is where Welmu tries to get himself a 3rd base, or do you feel that it's just too far and he's probably going to go for some kind of all-in? He
should definitely be looking to take a 3rd base here. Definitely. At this point, if he tries to go for an all-in, I think Ret's going to be able to defend it. He's got a lot of supply available. He's got a good army. With the Immortal down, he's the 2nd one coming in as well. He's only at 48 probes, but I still feel that he has to grab a third. Without grabbing a third hit, it's very difficult. Remember, he's playing technically from a little bit behind because he didn't do that much damage.
Yeah.
What did he kill? A couple of probes? Oh, he killed 9 overall. That's not too bad. I guess that was with the Phoenixes doing the most afterwards, but he invested a lot in there. Doesn't have a very high unit count. His army supply is very low. At any point, though, with the Sentry he has, he could definitely move out. But I think that's probably better for Ret if he did move out, that is.
And now, I mean, Ret's already gearing up to counter what his opponent's up to. He's throwing a Spire down with the Colossi in mind, unless he was going to go for some wonky Mutalisk transition against this many Phoenix, but that would actually be insane. And he's just going to push it back for now. And now, even with his Phoenix just moving away here, picking up another Zergling and just keeping himself well and truly defending on his side of the map. It's going to be hard for Ret to really gather full momentum because whenever he moves out, basically, the Phoenix just dive in and pick up more drones, and that's kind of annoying. Yeah, they're really good at harassing here. I mean, I think the staple of Welmu's game today is drone kills or probe kills, whatever you say. 17 in this game. Ling Hydra is and a few Corruptors. But with a double Colossus down, Photon Overcharge available, two cannons on this third. I'm not sure if Ret can break this. There's quite a few sentries, right? 5 sentries, almost maxed out on energy. And still, more drones get picked up here, up to 20 kills now. He did lose one of those Phoenix, but in the end, he did make a little bit of a surplus. He's got to control his high ground, though. He doesn't really know where his opponent is. He has no idea, actually. Yeah. It's very easy to defend if you control the high ground. So that's in, 3 force fields on every ramp, depending on where they come from. On any ramp, should I say. Yeah, it's very... Whoa, Phoenix! One of them does get taken down there. The Hydralists positioning themselves very well. He saw where they were fleeing out from that creep, so he positioned his army thoroughly. And, well, I mean, Welmu knows the stage of his opponent's tech, where it's at. Even adding on another Stargate here. Yeah, I think he's playing a little bit nervous, too. I definitely would have liked to see the Twilight Council down to go over to +2. Ret's at +2 at this moment. Of course, with the Twilight Council coming down, he can focus... Oh, wait, he's got +2 coming. Where's the Twilight Council? Okay, it's there. Sorry, my bad. So the +2 coming down, he's able to keep up his upgrades. The Corruptor count is at 9 now. He's actually added on more Phoenix. He just added on another one. So he's at 6, so that'll help against the Corruptors, but he has to keep Colossus alive here. The force fields have to be spectacular, and his Colossus need to survive. Oh, and he's starting to crank out those double Void Ray productions now. Void Rays are going to kick ass in this scenario. Yeah, very much so. If he's able to get up to the numbers, if Ret is not able to finish him off well and truly before that actually occurs, and if Ret, and for that purpose, if Welmu does stick on that high ground like you mentioned, he should be okay for now. Yeah. He should be, but we'll see. I mean, he now sends out Hallucinated Phoenix and sees the army. He now sees all the Corruptors. He knows it's coming. Blink is on its way as well. There's another... Oh, look at that. So smart. Double Hallucinated Colossus here, so he doesn't know which ones are real, which ones aren't. Where are the force fields? Oh, he tries to cordon off quite a bit of this army here, and a little bit of his also only attacking a pylon, so this army for Ret is coming in a very, very staggered formation. The Corruptors are going down so fast here, and one Colossus remains. A Void Ray comes in with charge. Oh, that's going to kill off those Corruptors very, very quickly. Alive? That Colossus, it's all so close to actually going down here. The Roaches and Hydralisks trying to hunt it down in as well. They do, but there's not that many Hydralisks left. If those get killed off, then that one lone He's only on 3 gateways, 4 gateways. So many are unpowered in the main base, on the third base as well. Oh my god. Yeah, you're right. He's on very, very few gateways indeed. And that is really, really hurting his ability to fully hold this off. Ret has done so much damage. He's turning his gateways online. He's turning his gateways online and more Void Rays are coming in. Ret's broken the front line and more units are streaming down. 27 Roaches are out already with 8 more on the way. I don't think Welmu can hold on. It was a good attempt to hold on, but without the additional gateways in, the Void Rays early enough, Ret may be breaking through this, man. Ret's power, once again, his power economy, his power macro, pushes him forward like he always manages to do. It seems like we might have winner Ret here turn up for day 5 of the round of 32 as he has killed off the natural. He's going to parade on down to the third base and probably kill that off as well. Cannons go down. He focuses the Nexus. And with that, I mean, Welmu has very, very little left standing here, trying to push them away. But GG for game number 1. Ret takes the first.
In Zerg versus Protoss in recent times, there's a lot of Zerg timings that come out, whether it be Roach, Hydra, Ling, Ling, Hydra, Corruptors in the mix,
Yeah.
Vipers. It's very tight. The Protoss player has a very small opportunity to be able to hold that on. As you saw in that game, very close, but not quite manageable. I think if the Void Rays were in there earlier, gateways turned on, more units coming in earlier and faster, maybe could have held that. Maybe. But it was a good push there from Ret. Good push.
And then if you look at what happened here in game number 1 on Bel'Shir Vestige, a map that it's arguably all right for Protoss to take a third on. I mean, a lot of people use this map as their go-to map, is the first in a series. Now, going on to Star Station and Whirlwind, what do you do as Welmu here?
All right, so that map number 1 was, I think the way that Welmu was going to attempt this series, saying map number 1's the best map for me to do well on, I think. Whirlwind can be a little bit difficult. I'd say the next map's the most difficult. And I think his game plan would have been along the lines of, I'm going to play normal. I'm going to play my A game. I just 2-0'd Baby Knight with my A game. Let's bring the A game and see if I can beat Ret, who, isn't, doing as well, isn't hyped up as much as Welmu is. Going over to the map number 2, I'm pretty sure he wanted to win game 1. I'm pretty sure he aimed to win 1. Then to do something funky on game 2 on a map that's a bit more difficult to play on Star Station. The 2 options now for Welmu: continue with your plan A, which was just imagine you won game 1 and do your funky thing on game 2, or attempt to play maybe a non-Colossus style on this map, or just go for a weird all-in. 3 options. ABC. So I think the option he'll choose here is probably to go with what he had planned. I'd stick to the plan. Stick to plan A.
Yeah.
Which I feel would be a 2-base Colossus Immortal all-in, early Immortal and a Warp Prism, 4 gateways, anything along these lines. It's quite early that it gets in there to do damage towards a 3rd base, I think would be what he'd aim for.
I'm going to go with 2-base Blink. I think that...
Oh, okay.
I think that Welmu, he's had some success with it in the past against Zergs.
Yeah.
Maybe not as higher the caliber as Ret is. But I think he might be a little bit scared of Star Station. Star Station's a tough map for Protoss.
Yeah, it's very difficult to play, like we saw Welmu play, which is the Stargate into Colossus, because Colossus, they don't do that much damage to an army that's spread so thinly, and then combine that with the force fields that you have to expend so often, because the middle area where your 3rd base and where you must fight is going to be. Compare that to the fight we just saw on Bel'Shir Vestige. Funneled ramps. Colossus just do more damage because of their splash damage. Force field's easier to cast. Complete opposite coming into this map. So it's definitely the most difficult map of all 3 now for Welmu to play on. And, if he's going to make a comeback, it's going to be on the most difficult map, and it's going to be a heroic comeback. But Ret, this is a good chance for him to move to the round of 16, to prove everybody wrong, and doubters that, don't think Ret's capable of doing well in tournaments. This is his chance to go to the round of 16 to compete with the massive amount of players that we already have through.
And also, guys, make sure to head over to Twitter, #WCS. Tweet us who you think's actually going to win this series. Tweet us who you think's going to advance out of the group, at Kylaris and at ApolloSC2. And again, all important, #WCS.
That's right. You can tweet at StarCraft and at ESLTV as well if you'd like to say thank you for working together to make WCS. And then that's where you include the hashtag. I think you'd say that Ret would probably win this now. But do you want Welmu to or Ret? So I think Ret's got a very good chance to move to the round of 16 now.
I think he does as well. He's looked really good today. Thorzane, he looked all right as well, but Ret was just able to overcome the tide of aggression that was coming throughout those games. And to overcome that is a huge feat in itself. So Ret is actually looking very, very good here. And I would like to see him in the round of 16. He stumbled in Season 1. It just wasn't there for him. But he came back through rising from the ashes here in Season 2, and a round of 16's definitely on the cards.
Yeah, I think Ret in Season 1 was just 0-2, just straight in, straight out, unfortunately. And he was invited in back then, so he had to work his way back into Premier League this season. And if he makes it to the round of 16, he gets to play in the round of 16 for the chance to stay into Premier League if he makes it to the round of 8. And of course, the all-important top finishing players will represent Europe in the Season 2 finals, as you saw Season 1 finals hosted in Korea. So looking forward to seeing how this unravels. We're just halfway through the round of 32, getting closer towards the finish. We'll be, of course, broadcasting Group F tomorrow on Wednesday, and Group G and H next week on Monday. Nope, sorry, Tuesday and Wednesday again. It's every Tuesday and Wednesday. Why did I say Monday? Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the round of 16 as well.
Yes, it's going to be good. It is going to be good. If last season's was anything to go by, this season is going to be phenomenal. But let's jump into game number 2 here, as we have spawning up to the top left corner as our red Protoss. Once again, he is NRS Welmu. And spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner as our blue Zerg. Currently 1 game up. He is Liquid Ret.
All right, we'll see how this is going to unwind here. I think Ret, as mentioned, has got a great chance here for himself to motivate himself. I think that the biggest motivation for Ret would to be able to make it to the round of 16 to come to Germany, where he wasn't able to play last time. If he bombed out here, well, not really bombed out. Bombed out scoring 0-2, which Baby Knight could do, of course, losing his first game and if he lost his second. But if Ret lost in this group, I think his motivation would be really low. I don't think that would drive him to play harder. I think it would hurt him. But if he made it to the round of 16, I think it would push him to do better, to play in front of a live audience, which, of course, as you had the link, the URL a little bit earlier on, could buy tickets to come see these players play.
And see your lovely pink shirt as well. That'd be fantastic.
I'll try and bring it.
Try and bring it. Awesome stuff. But I think you're right, and it's a vicious cycle that Ret is in terms of his mentality, in terms of the wins give him the motivation to move on. But getting those wins at the very beginning, like in Season 1, for example, was a hard path to follow. And I was informed by the Finns that it is indeed Joker or Funny Guy, so I was all right. It did well.
How much Finnish do you know?
Not a lot.
Just random words?
Just a few phrases, a few words here and there, but not a whole lot. Shameful for living there for 3 years.
I lived in Sweden for 18 months and know hardly anything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's just a Brit thing.
Well, I think it's also that we play games all day, and everyone that plays games speaks English.
We're kind of busy.
So we don't really go out and interact with the world. Though I'm doing that more in Germany. I'm trying to interact with coloners.
But even when you do that, they all speak English anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's tough. And then when I were in Finland, you'd try and speak Finnish, and they'd be like, "No, let's speak English. I want to practice my English." I'm like, "No, this is evil."
That's how Claris gets all the girls.
Is it?
I'll teach you English.
Yes.
Back at home,
I'll just agree.
I've got a degree in English. He makes that lie up.
Apparently I do.
He does.
Different degrees.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
You've seen the lie.
I've seen Claris's lies. I see through him. He's a snake.
Oh, I'm sorry, Apollo. I wasn't able to woo you, apparently.
All right, any German girls, I've just ruined Claris's chances, because they now know that the first line he would say is, "Let me teach you English.
Let me teach you. No,
I'll
never
help
mind.
you. Study with me."
All right, back to the game. No more girls. As Ret here, well, he's already opened up with the gas, knowing that his opponent goes for gateway opening every single game. Every single game.
This sentry is going to push this Overlord out, and then he's going to throw down tech, I think. Welmu was always a big fan of throwing down tech before the second and third gateway. So depending on where that Overlord, he's seen the pylons. What is Welmu going to do here? He's going to throw down, he'll throw down something. Oh, no, actually, he's going to go down. It could be 4 gateways then. So he's not a big fan of going for 3 gateways. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 4th come down.
Yeah, and the probe is actually in the position to already move out once again here. So he's going to take a route in a bit of a cheeky way, but
it's going to
be seen.
The Overlord, yeah. So the 4th gateway didn't come down yet, unless he's going to hide it inside his main base. But it's been seen, and then he didn't see me. But Red has Zergling speed already on the way, and 6 Zerglings as he saw the probe decide to move out. 10 Zerglings now being made. He is 100% making sure that this isn't happening, that there is no probe, no pylon out there. He's going to chase this down. A Forge comes down of all things, so we'll see +1 attack research quite early. But Welmu's looking to do something here, but he's stopped already.
Yeah, this is bad news bears for Mr. Welmu. He's going to have to run away. And with that now, well, he will get an Overlord kill for his troubles, but that's not really giving him the peace of mind whilst getting that Twilight Council go down.
Well, he also saves the probe. That's always nice to not lose the probe. Twilight Council coming down. I mean, it definitely could be for your blink play. But look how efficient Welmu was with DTs earlier on.
Yeah.
Right, if he's able to, let's say that he tried to do something here, he didn't get a fast tech structure, he doesn't have Stargate, can't harass, doesn't have an attack plan because he doesn't have the robotics facility, but he could try the Twilight Council and he could go DTs to break down the drone line. Does Ret just, you know, preemptively build Spore Crawlers here? Blink, look at this. You smart, you are. Part finish, you are.
Oh, I'm part finish, who would have guessed? Well, Welmu.
Is it? Do you know if it's for a 2-base attack or if it's to take his third?
Generally, with a +1 weapons, it's for a 2-base attack. He's added on a few more gateways as well. He normally goes 6-gate blink with it, and with +1, it hits really, really fast. But ooh, interesting.
Yeah, a fake warp prism, which is going to run out before it really does anything. I think Rhett may have seen it briefly. I think he's building a spore and a spine inside his main base. He has the queen and a lings in position, and more additional spores coming in. So. Blink play coming in with 4 additional gateways, going up to a total of 6, 7 now, total of 7 gateways.
Is he going to stop his probes anytime soon? He's at 44 right now. He's going to go up to 46. That's so many gateways.
Yeah, that's a lot of gateways.
That's a lot of gateways.
That's 7 gateways in total. I mean, with this, I do like to go +2 and also try to take a 3rd base, but I think the way that Welmu likes to play, aggressive, likes to get his hands dirty, likes to be assertive, this is going to be an attack here.
Do you reckon, all right, do you reckon he's going to fake the Nexus? Because I bring it up, I'm sorry I bring it up, because he did this against Nurture in the Challenger League, and it actually worked out pretty well. Maybe he will. I mean, but,
when we see his map hackers, nothing. We don't see any unit from Rhett. It doesn't. There's no point.
That's
true,
true,
man. Just go for it. So he's got his +2 attack on the way. He's got his blink coming down as well. Rhett has a macro hatch. No, he doesn't actually. He doesn't have a macro hatch. So he is limited a little bit when it comes to his lava. He's at 56 drones. He has not over-droned at this point. And he does have Hydralisk on the way shortly here, I imagine.
He just doesn't know what's going on. He's positioning Spore Crawlers to try and intercept some kind of airborne assault.
Look at Rhett's view.
It's nothing.
If you look at Rhett's view, he's seen nothing.
Yeah. Look how close this army is, and he has no clue.
Hello, Rhett. But he does still only have 56 drones. Wasted 3 force fields. Wasted 7. Okay.
Not the best force fields here for Welmu. His initial assault was going to be pretty much pitted on the fact that these force fields were getting hit, try and whittle down a few of those units. But now the Blink Stalkers are going to come in once again here.
He expended all his sentry energy already. They're all gone. There is no force fields already.
It's going to have to be completely reliant on Blink right now. All the drones are actually going to come off here as well to try and deal with this. But he's actually found a good position for himself. The Time Warp slowing down a lot of those units at the 3rd base, whilst killing off quite a few of the roaches coming from the natural. But now they've got past those Time Warps. He needs to blink superbly here, and Welmu is very, very good at doing that.
All right, he keeps his micro up pretty good so far. I think he's just going to overwhelm Red here. Yeah. He's got too many Stalkers already. I mean, there's 12 more roaches coming in, but the micro's great here by Welmu. Blinks forward aggressively, saying, "What's up?" as he brings down a couple more roaches. And Welmu looking here to tie this series up if he can continue this. Great unit production coming in from Red, but all his queens have gone to battle, and neither of them got home.
GG, Welmu ties up the series. And on Star Station, I mean, that was going to be his best hope. I think
that was plan A. That was, you know, go to game 1 like I did, play normal. Plan B, or not plan B, but the second part of plan A was to do something crazy on that map. Whether it be a 2-base all-in, 3-base all-in, whatever it was. You know, it's not a comfortable map for Protoss players to go on to. The next map, though, Whirlwind. It really depends on the play style of the individual. Are you a very defensive player? You like getting up onto the high ground and try to defend from there? I don't know what Welmu's going to do on this map. I saw his plan, part 1 and 2 of plan A, but I don't know part 3. I have no idea what's coming up from him next.
No, I would like to say he goes for another 2-base play, but on a map like Whirlwind, oh god, there's so many hazards that he could incur if he was going to go for something like that.
I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. But Rhett's the one that out of all of us trying to figure out what he's going to do, he has to figure it out, right? Rhett's the one that needs to get in there. Despite not really seeing that coming, you know, he didn't do too bad with the defense, but he didn't see it coming. The Overlords were sent in early. They were cleaned up early. There was no way for him to know he didn't have any map presence at all. So he's got to be careful.
Despite not knowing that it was coming, though, and the slightly botched force fields of Welmu, I mean, it doesn't put him on level pegging ground, of course, but there was a little bit of room for Ret to try and make that work. But still, Welmu's Blink micro is actually fantastic. He lost very little units there. We were watching the resources loss tab there at the very end, and it was difficult to deal with.
All right. Who's going to win this next cap? Who's going to win?
I think Ret if it goes into a macro game. I think Ret's going to be too strong if it goes into a macro game.
I think so. I think so too. Ret, if he because what's going to happen most likely is at one certain stage of the game, Welmu's going to try to get the game, try to get the win, and if that doesn't work, the rest of the game is in Ret's favor. He just takes the rest of it no matter what happens.
All right, we'll see as we load into game number 3 now. Currently 1 apiece. The winner of this last game will advance onto the round of 16 to join such names as Stefano, MC, MVP, Mana, MMA. The list goes on up to a number of 8. But other than that, we'll now jump into game number 3. As we have, spawning up to the top left-hand corner, as our Red Protoss. Representing Finland, he is NRS Welmu. And spawning up to the top right-hand corner, as our Blue Zerg, he is a Liquid Ret.
All right, let's try to piece together what we could see from the Finnish player here, who, if I'm not mistaken, is only 19 years old, with an opportunity to get in to the round of 16, and I'm pretty sure he's not 19. Yeah, he is 19. His birthday is December the 5th.
He's a young one.
1993, and is now having the opportunity to make the biggest splash of his career in StarCraft 2. Inside Finland, I think he's always been up there, you know, alongside Alfie, alongside Nama as well, and less so Protoss and whatnot. But here's his day. I mean, at the moment, when it comes to the season that we're having so far, I mean, we saw Alfie play earlier on, but he didn't make it through. And there was no other Finnish player in this tournament. He would solely represent Finland if he made it through.
Yep, he would. Elfie was pretty quickly dispatched of, who also brought an interesting flair of his own to the round of 32. Now Welmu's here to do the same. I'm going to go with 2-base play again. I think Welmu sees game number 1 and... Sorry, sees game number 1 and game number 2 and says, right, let's not fix what isn't broken. And I don't think the spawn positions work out too badly for him either if he were to try it.
Well, look at Ret, though, with his hatchery first, then extractor and spawning pool. And, oh, Welmu. I wonder if he fakes out a cannon rush here. He's such an early scout, and he sees the threat, and Ret knows it, too. I wonder if he throws down a pylon. If he throws down a pylon, a bunch of drones will probably come down. But it's if he's willing to mess up his gas, because if doing that, he can't get a second gas and whatnot.
And Ret is already sending his Overlord over to actually spot what's going on as well.
Welmu's going to 4-gate.
Is he? Oh!
I think he's going to 4-gate here.
Oh, God, is he going to pull an Elfie?
But the Overlord of Ret's going to see this really early on here. He's going to have Zergling speed quite fast because he does have the extractor down. And this is all visible. Ret goes in and sees the Chrono Boost on the Cybercore. He's going to now go in and check the second gas. That's the most important. He sees no probes coming back and forth. He's like, what? No way.
Well, you know what's funny there is that now, I said before, maybe these spawning positions work out for Welmu if he's going to get aggressive. But if you think about it, the spawning positions haven't worked out for him very well because this has been scouted really quickly if he's going to actually try it.
Zergling speed is going to be... Oh, it's quite a way away. I mean, it's now 30 gas away.
Oh, my God.
3 gateways come down. A 4th should follow this.
No holds barred. He doesn't care, man. He just goes straight for it.
Oh, it's 5 and it's without gas. Oh, he took out a gas.
Didn't Elfie do the exact same thing?
I think so.
With just Zealots?
Yeah, this is what it's going to be here.
We should have called this. Damn it. You Finns, you crazy Finns.
All right, so it's going to be a pure Zealot attack against Queen Zerglings. Queen's only just now coming out. The lava is very, very low at this point.
Oh, wow.
Remember this? The winner of this moves on to the round of 16.
Yeah.
Can Welmu do it with this sort of attack?
He pits all his hopes on one shot.
So far away still. It's good 15 seconds away.
Oh, he's got to be very, very careful. He has to retain these units at the front. So important to keep this Stalker and Zealot alive so that he can keep those pylons alive as well.
All right, warp gate's done. It's now done. He's getting the warp gate ready.
Here we
5
go.
gateways. It's only Zerglings.
If he positions himself in between mineral lines and up against walls and things like that, there's no way that Ret can actually engage into it.
14 Zerglings coming in. I'm surprised he didn't get spines against this.
Yeah, this could be catastrophic here for Ret.
22 Lings with already 9 out.
Oh,
31 Lings are coming.
The Zealots are too well positioned. I think, well, they
Well,
now
it
moving out of
depends.
position.
Zergling speed is 15 seconds away from finishing. He's got to push his back against the wall. But this is good enough. And he's getting more Zealots too. 4 more Zealots. Drones off the line as well.
Oh, he's trying to complete it, completely shut it down right now. But that's a lot of Zealots here doing a lot of damage. Not that many Lings actually left over. He's not killed any of the Zealots.
Welmu crushes all the Zerglings. 60 more on the way, but there's still a lot here. The Queen falls. 1 falls. With more Zealots being warped in, 2 can get warped in. GG! Welmu, a 19-year-old Finnish player, the underdog of the group, anticipated by many a pro gamer to do well here today, goes through in first place over Baby Knight, round of 8 last season, over Thorzane, round of 16, and against the King of Drones.
What an impressive play. And Ret, I'm under the impression he's probably not too happy with that. He's going to come back in that lower bracket with absolute ferocity. But Welmu making it out of a group with the likes of Baby Knight, Ret, and Thorzane in as first place. An impressive play from our Finn.
From 0 to heroes, the only Challenger League player in this group to swat out the rest of the Premier League players, winning 2-0 and then 2-1, will move into the round of 16. We will be having a Skype interview in a couple of moments' time when we come back from a break, and we'll hear some thoughts from the 19-year-old himself. But oh boy, what a good result for him here today.
Fantastic results. So guys, join us after the break when we'll hear the thoughts of the winner, Welmu.